and Meghan, the Supreme Court is in the middle of a ruling that could potentially overturn the landmark abortion case, Roe v. Wade. Our investigative producer is spending tonight looking into historical data and recent polling for views on abortion. John and Janae here with the Fact Check team. Janae, we start with you. What is the polling telling you right now?
So we looked at fresh data from Quinnipiac University. 6 in 10 Americans say they agree with the 1973 Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision that established a woman's right to an abortion, and 28% disagree with it. Now, a YouGov poll found 53% do not want to see the decision overturned, with 28% wanting it overturned. And a Fox News poll released today says 31% want to see the Supreme Court overturn the landmark abortion case. That's up slightly from 28% in September.
And in the United States, obviously, this isn't a new issue. So we wanted to look at how public opinion has changed over time. To try and get some consistency, we looked at the 2 polls that have run the longest. Pew Research Center's poll goes back to 1995, so 22 years after Roe v. Wade was decided. Their polls show that across the last 26 years, between 50% and 60% support abortion being, quote, legal in all or most cases, except in 2009, where it dropped to 47%. Gallup breaks it down a little further, though, where Pew's poll only has legal and illegal options. Gallup offered people more choices. For instance, quote, legal under certain circumstances. That consistently receives over 50% of their polling. That poll actually goes back further as well to 1975, 2 years before the actual Roe v. Wade decision. Looking at both polls, it's a minority of Americans that think abortion should be completely illegal. In all cases, hovering around 20% of U.S. voters.
John and Janae, thank you for that wrap up. Straight ahead, the Fact Check team looks into how religious views around abortion have evolved over the years. Much of the discussion in our country and many of the state laws revolve around when and if an abortion can happen legally. Our Fact Check team here joining me tonight. And John, we first start with you. You looked at some of the religious and political crossover between this all.
Right, and the most recent commentaries that we have on this topic involve both Congress and the president. Since September, Catholic bishops around the country continue to call on Congress to reject aspects of the Build Back Better Act that would provide public funding for abortions. Some have also suggested that President Biden shouldn't be allowed communion based on his support of abortion and LGBTQ rights. Biden is only the second Catholic to hold the office of president, despite the Catholic Church being the largest single religious denomination in the United States. And that put pressure on Biden's visit to the Vatican and meeting with the Pope this past October. Just a month before the Pope clearly expressed that the stance on abortion from the Catholic Church is that it is, quote, homicide. The president said that he and the Pope did not discuss abortion during his meeting, even though American Catholics are nearly perfectly split on the issue. Data from this past year's Pew Research poll shows 55% of Catholics say that abortion should be legal in all or most cases.
And we wanted to look at some other religious groups. So Pew also found that 82% of religiously unaffiliated Americans say abortion should be legal in all or most cases, as do 64% of Black Protestants and 63% of white Protestants. Now, things look different when you look at just evangelicals. About 3/4 of white evangelical Protestants think abortion should be illegal in all or most cases. And research from Christianity Today shows evangelicals have been the religious group with the strongest views against abortion. And across generations, they've held to their pro-life stances. But views are starting to change when it comes to younger evangelicals. Their data shows that in 2020, support for abortion rights dropped among every age group but the very youngest. 38% of them said that they favored abortion on demand. That's a 4-point increase in 4 years. But among older evangelicals, support dropped significantly.
Janae and John, thank you so much for that. The Fact Check team will continue to follow developments on this and several other important issues. You can also read the story, the links to where John and Janae found their information on our website right there on your screen, thenationaldesk.com.